Peace and welcome to all of the air signs to this September spiritual reading forecast. We're going to be tapping into what you air signs can expect to experience. What are the spiritual themes that you may experience during this month of September? The air signs are Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. And this reading will apply for you whether you are your air sign is your moon, your sun, or your rising sign. So let's see. We got two cards that just came out that represent the overall theme for the month of September, meaning what you need to be focusing on this month. The first card that you need to be focusing on this month is, you can't see it because it is green. It's happiness. This card says happiness. This month, all of the air signs, I'm an air sign as well, we need to be focusing on what brings us joy, what brings us peace, what brings us excitement, okay? We need to understand that when you feel happiness, when you feel joy, when you feel that excitement, this means that you are on the right path. So throughout the month of September, I want you to focus on that. I want you to stop doing things that no longer bring you joy, that no longer bring you happiness, and try to incorporate into your daily life things that do. Let me see. If I put my hand behind it, does it work? No, it doesn't work because it's green and the green screen is blocking off. But trust me, this card says happiness. The other overarching theme for air signs, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, throughout this month of September is also going to be your health. Right? We barely can see that too because the green screen. But your health, meaning your overall health and well-being, not just focusing on the physical, but you want to spend time this month nourishing your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health. Understand that the state of being of your body is important, right? It's important because your body is the temple for God. Your body is this vessel that enshrines and that holds on to your soul, your sacredness. So you want to make sure that you are tuned into your body, that you allow yourself to embrace how you're feeling within your body and do the things that you need to do to make sure that you are feeling vibrant, to make sure that your vitality is up, to make sure that you're feeling energized, to make sure that you're feeling well. Also, when it comes down to mental and emotional health, air signs, you need to be paying attention to making sure that you have boundaries set in place for yourself and boundaries for other people. Okay? Because a lot of times the reason why we don't feel good within our being, a lot of times the reason why your mental, emotional, or spiritual health may get out of whack, a lot of times that is because we don't have firm boundaries and we allow ourselves to engage with people in ways that are triggering and in ways that are unhealthy. So that's the overall theme for the month of September for air signs: health and happiness. So if you are an air sign, sun, moon, or rising, I want you to, at the beginning of the month, starting now, I want you to really analyze and get very clear on what brings you joy. Matter of fact, Spirit is saying that these needs to be things that you journal. These needs to be things that you write about at the beginning of the month. Go ahead and put it down on paper. The reason why you want to put it down on paper is so that you make it physical. You take this information from out of your mind and you make it solid. You take this information from out of your mind and you make it solid. You bring it into the physical world when you write it down on paper. So here's a journal prompt that I want you air signs to tap into during this first week of September. The first thing that I want you to journal and write about, I want you to ask yourself, what brings me true happiness, joy, excitement, just exuberance? What makes me feel alive? And I want you to spend time in meditation, really reflecting on that. Write that down, get it out on paper so that you can see it and so that you can start to discipline yourself throughout the month of September to really embody that and activate that and allow that to be a regular part of your month. You need to be disciplined in making sure that you're doing things that bring you joy. The second journal prompt question that I want you to really look at and analyze to give you guidance throughout this month of September is, in what areas of my life can I improve my health? Does my financial health need to change? Does my physical health need to change? Does my mental health, my emotional health, does my spiritual health? What is requiring your attention most right now? And the way you will know what's requiring your attention most right now is you'll recognize those recurring themes. Is it a constant backache? Then you know you need to look at your physical, and you need to look at what subconscious beliefs you have going on that are causing that pain to happen. If you keep on stressing about money, maybe this month you need to discipline yourself to focus on your financial health. If you feel like you've been triggered, you've been emotionally up and down and just feeling all of these things, then you know that you need to be focusing on your emotional health. So that is how you're going to determine which area of your life you need to be improving your health in. All right. Let's also talk about some of the ways that we're going to be supported in this, right? As an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, health and happiness are the main themes, but then there are some little sub themes, sub energies that you want to tap into in order to be supported during this month of September. The first card that came out is the law of abundance. And so as you're navigating throughout this month, you really need to open your mind to your prosperous nature. You need to open your mind to your prosperous nature. You need to know and understand that prosperity is you and you are prosperity. You need to know and understand that it is your nature, it is your birthright to experience abundance. It is law. If you look out at the world, right? You look out at your external reality, you see abundance present in everything. There's an abundance of trees, an abundance of people, an abundance of energy, an abundance of love. But Spirit is asking us air signs to really observe the abundance that is around us and plug into it, right? Observe the abundance that is around us and plug into it. What I mean when I say plug into it is, as you are observing, you need to be asking yourself, how can you integrate that into your being, right? How can you start to feel appreciation for the abundance that is around you? How can you start, what small things can you start doing throughout this month on a daily basis that supports your growth and your experience with abundance? How can you live more abundantly? How can you be more generous with, say, some of your time, some of your energy, some of your money? How can you be more generous because you know and understand that you are abundant? So you have an abundance of energy, you have an abundance of wealth, you have an abundance of health. And with that integration into your being, abundance is all about being able to share and give back. All right. So you want to pay attention to that. And then it just keeps on going. Spirit is so funny because the next card that came out is the law of giving and receiving. The law of giving and receiving. And so that goes back to what I was just saying about the law of abundance. In order to truly tap into abundance, you can't be a hoarder, air signs. You cannot be a hoarder. You cannot just be holding on to things for dear life, afraid that if you spend this money, if you give this time, if you give this advice, if you share this energy that you have, it's not going to return back to you. That is a lack mentality. The truth of the matter is that whatever you put out will come back to you. That is the law. Now, that doesn't mean you go through life and say, I'm going to give to everybody because I just want to receive everything. No, because that's inauthentic. But you want to learn how to give from your heart. You want to learn how to give from your heart. You want to learn how to sow into people intentionally and on purpose, with the knowing and understanding that you sowing into somebody else is essentially you sowing into yourself. And this, again, is a manifestation of abundance. So you absolutely want to make sure during the month of September, air signs, that you are being very intentional about giving, about sharing. But not only that, you want to make sure that you are also receptive. Okay. There's so many people out there, and you may be one of these people, air signs, to where you don't mind giving, right? You are selfless. You're a giver by nature. That is who you are. But the concept of receiving support, receiving love, receiving wealth, receiving just a compliment could be challenging for you. So if you have been that way, to where if somebody says, oh, girl, you look beautiful. Or my guy, I love what you got going on. I love what you're doing. If that makes you feel uncomfortable, if receiving makes you feel uncomfortable during the month of September, Spirit is asking you right now to let that go, because your ability to receive is not just based off of being able to receive from other physical human beings. You need to be able to receive from spirit, as above, so below, as within, so without. So when we can't receive from the people around us, whether it is support or criticism or upliftment and encouragement, or just positive words of affirmations or love, when we can't receive from other human beings, how can you be able to receive from spirit, your higher divine sacred self, if you cannot receive from other humans? All right. So air signs this month, I should say, for the month of September, I want you to focus on how you can sow seeds into other people. How can you give away and let me tell you, whenever we're talking about giving, you have to be giving things of value. You have to be giving things of value. If you don't value whatever it is that you have or whatever it is that you're giving away, then the energy is not really as impactful and as powerful as it could be, because you don't care about the thing. You don't care about what that thing is. So it's not the same. So you want to make sure that you're giving and sowing something that you have some sort of connection to. That's sacrifice. If there's no emotional connection or mental connection to whatever it is that you're giving, then the what you will receive from that energy is not at the level that it could be, because there is no emotional sacrifice that is taking place within you. So you want to give away something that you actually find value in, right? Something that is important to you. If you are a person, right? If you are a person that like you're stingy with your money, you real uptight with your money, sowing a financial seed into somebody is going to make you feel uncomfortable. But making that sacrifice is what opens you up to receive the abundance that Spirit actually has in store for you. So you definitely want to do that. Another thing that we need to focus on in this month is the law of mentalism. The law of mentalism. This month, air signs. And then you're an air sign, so you already know the mind and thoughts are super important for you as an air sign, right? Because air is the element of the mind, is the element of thought. And so the law of mentalism, you need to get very clear on what it is you desire for your life and for the rest of this year and going into 2024. You need to get very clear on what it is that you want. The reason why that is so important is because a lot of times you are not really sure about what it is you want. You're not focused on those desires. You're not focused on those core values. And because you're not focused, your mind is running rampant and you're thinking thoughts that are not in alignment with the deepest desires that you have. When you get clear on what it is that you actually desire, what it is your heart is actually calling for, what you are seeking to experience, when you get clear on that, now you have to shape shift your thoughts on a daily basis to align with the vision. That is the law of mentalism. The more you discipline your mind to think thoughts that are in alignment with the goals, desires, and dreams that you have, the quicker they will actually manifest, the quicker you will tap into that abundance. But it requires your focus, air signs. It requires your focus. It requires your intention. It requires your mental clarity. And it requires you being committed to thinking and using your mental power to align with that desire, to align with that abundance. So throughout the month of September, starting this first week, you need to get very clear on what you want to manifest through it during this month. What energy do you want to embody for the rest of the year? And then you ask yourself, okay, what thoughts, what perceptions, what beliefs are actually in alignment with that? And then you strive to show up in that divine sacred way. All right. Let's tap into this last deck, the Psychic Tarot, to just add some extra sauce onto this reading. But so far, we know and understand that we're focusing on health. We're focusing on happiness. And in order for us air signs right now, Spirit is like, tap into your abundance bag. Make sure that you're giving, but also make sure that you are open and receptive Spirit is also saying to absolutely 100% focus on that law of mentalism, focus on how you are thinking, focus on, what you are perceiving in the world, because what you perceive, how you see the world, is actually what you end up creating. So Spirit is just like, get it together. Okay. Spirit is like, get it together. There is great things. There is great things in store for us, air signs, great things in store for us, but we have to focus. We have to lean in. All right. Heart chakra energy. Heart chakra energy is fading in with the background, but trust me, that says heart chakra, right? Heart chakra energy. And it's so funny because all of these green cards, they're all green, and look at them. Look how they're behaving. They're just blending in with the September energy, which I always love when that happens. Heart chakra energy. That goes back to what I was saying, getting very clear on what it is you desire. What is your heart desire? Not your human desire. What is your heart's desire? All right. You need to really be leaning into that, really be opening yourself up in that giving and receiving. That's heart chakra work. That's heart chakra work, because on many of you have struggled with giving and receiving because you grew up in an environment of lack, or you grew up in a space to where maybe as an adult you gave to people, and these people did not reciprocate. They didn't show their appreciation, and so your heart has become tight. Your heart has become hardened when it comes to giving and sharing of yourself and being vulnerable and being open. Well, Spirit is saying for this month of September, leave that where it's at. Right? Don't bring that fear of being open, of being receptive, of being vulnerable. Don't bring that fear of being hurt into this month of September. Okay. The month of September, you got Virgo energy, you got Libra energy, and we're entering into a new season. And as we're entering into a new season, it is very important that you don't bring old shit into this new season, into this new energy. So really do the work to purge your heart, to release from your heart. And that's why discovering what makes you happy, what makes you peaceful, what brings you joy is so important, because those things are what your heart desires for you. Your heart, your higher divine self, that sacred part of you, wants you to experience joy, wants you to experience happiness, wants you to have any and everything that you want, wants you to have the overflow of abundance, right? That's the law. That is natural. But you have to get out of your own way this month, air signs, right? The last card that we have for this reading is positive movement forward. Positive movement forward. And I love that they are in a boat, right? They're in a boat. So what Spirit is saying is, what I was just telling y'all, we're moving forward spiritually, mentally, emotionally, holistically. We're moving forward. The tide while they're in the boat right here is actually very calm, right? So air signs, this month, expect for yourself, if you've been on this up and down roller coaster of emotions, expect this month for there to be smooth sailing. Expect this month for your emotions to really settle in, and for you to really be tuned in to those emotions and to those thoughts and to those experiences that bring you that joy and happiness that you desire. Okay. This is a time for positive movement forward, but you have to get out of your own way, air signs. You have to embrace this new happiness, this new joy, this new excitement that is being bestowed upon you. You have to be disciplined in making sure that your mind, your mental state of being is in alignment with power and is in alignment with those goals. Listen, if y'all enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments. I'm starting something new. I'm so excited about it. I love doing readings. So we're starting something new. If y'all enjoyed this, definitely let me know in the comments. And then if you want more readings like this on a more regular basis, join me on Patreon. I do readings on Patreon. Every Monday, I drop a new reading for the Patreon family. And then once a month in Patreon, we do live readings where I pull a card for the Patreon members. So if that's something you're interested in, head over to the Patreon. All right. Peace, family.